The Professional Darts Corporation, and a very warm welcome to the viewers joining us live on Sky Sports and the millions joining us around the world. It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 times Premier League champion and the record-breaking, history-making, 16 times the champion of the world. It's Phil the Power Taylor. I've got the power. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning Auckland Darts Master, the former European champion, and the 2-time back-to-back champion of the world, jackpot, Adrian.
He's got his serious head on Phil Taylor. Lewis larking around a bit. At Sky Sports Darts off Twitter account. At Sky Sports on Instagram. Join the party. I noticed we've got 180,000 followers. 180,000. We don't need any more followers now. That'll do. Night 5 of the Premier League. Phil Taylor, Adrian Lewis. Wayne Mardley, your mind must be cast back to the Grand Slam semi-final of 2013. That memorable match. Just the 32 180s on that occasion.
Well, even 8, 9 or 10 in this match, it would make it a bit special. These are two players, we know what they're capable of, but it's just about doing it on this evening. We know and they know that they've got to be on their very, very top game if they want to get anything out of it. I do think, though, that this is more important for Adrian Lewis because he's failed to qualify for the playoffs so often. And he's got to start nicking points, just like he did last week when he got away with it.
Should be a lot of maximums in this one, as you mentioned. Taylor's been hitting a lot of maximums recently. We know he does it for fun. Who's going to get the most tonight, do you think?
Well, going on last week, the way Phil Taylor was actually throwing, he looked in control, as did Adrian, but the way Phil's darts are going in, I would say Phil just.
The atmosphere's coming through your telly. It's phenomenal here tonight. Nigel Pearson and Rod Studd, your commentators.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, positively salivating at the thought of this opening match between the Power and Jackpot, as you alluded to, that game at the Wolverhampton Civic in 2013, the greatest game of all. What a match that was. Tonight, though, the bookmakers saying that Phil Taylor the favourite to win, despite now Adrian Lewis being ahead of him in the world rankings. That's why Phil Taylor walked on first. Lewis ranked 3, Taylor ranked 4. They'll want to do something about that over the coming months, Nigel.
Absolutely, Rod, and in the current Premier League table, level on 6 points apiece, Lewis and Taylor. That Grand Slam battle of 2013 will live long in the memory. Can this be the first 180 in the game? It's just dipped short, but yeah, Lewis ahead on legs difference, +8 before tonight, Taylor +6. And more legs won against the throw as well for Adrian Lewis. 6 points apiece, a clutch of 3 players on 6, Michael van Gerwen being the other. Peter Wright, of course, leading the table on 7 points. And Adrian Lewis, by the way, has never won a Premier League match here in Exeter. Can he put it right here in this one? Not with darts like that.
No, nobody counts on jockey like that, he won't.
He'll require 130.
Phil Taylor, the only player to have had a 3-figure finish in every match he's played so far in this tournament. He won't have one here, but Lewis's lax visit has left him out of finishing range, which means Taylor has got another 3 after these. And he'll fancy that he may only need 1.
Slack from Lewis, but this is on throw, this first leg of the game.
65.
Power, who has dominated the Premier League since its inception, and he needs tops here. There's the red bit. Well, it's not the easiest view from there now. He's going to try and squeeze it through. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Phil the Power Taylor. Averaged 115 last week against Dave Chisnall, and look at this for a response from Adrian Lewis. High quality start to the game, but that was a fine finish from Taylor, because it looked, well, he certainly restricted his view.
Yeah, he had probably half of the double top bed to aim at in between darts A and B. He has, along with Michael van Gerwen, the longest current winning streak in the Premier League in 2016. That's 3 matches. Having lost to Barneveld week 1, he's beaten Wade, Anderson and Chisnall very authoritatively, averaging over 100 in all 3 of those matches. And as Rod Harrington was rightly pointing out, Nigel, if Michael van Gerwen doesn't produce that jaw-dropping, belief-defying performance, we all go home buzzing about Phil Taylor's 115.
Yeah, very much so. And even last week, you know, he was close to a 9-darter. We were saying in the press room watching that game, only Phil could steal the limelight with a 9-darter last week. Wasn't quite to be. And quite right, I guess, really, that MVG walked away with that record average of 123.4. But at one stage, you felt this fella may have just grabbed the headlines with a 9-darter as well. Wasn't quite to be. But
you require 146.
Phil Taylor already well on course to achieve the first target, of course, and that is to avoid the bottom 2 come week 9 in Judgment Night, where we will lose 2 players from the Premier League at the Motorpoint Arena on March the 31st.
There was half a chance there. Now he's looking at 96 to leave tops, which is what he hit in the last leg. But this time, Lewis has a finish with Taylor waiting. Double 12, 2 darts, double 6, and 2 darts come and go. And Phil Taylor, for the last few weeks, has not been a man in a mood to spurn an opportunity.
Yeah, Lewis will kick himself there. Tops for Taylor, middle of the bed, no problem that time. First time of asking, and that hurts Lewis even at this early stage of the match. Last week, of course, Adrian Lewis beating James Wade 7-5, so for the second successive week, Lewis on stage first. But my goodness, that was the best and the worst of both players last week as well, as Taylor hits our first 180 of the night here in Exeter. But yeah, Lewis again, some sloppy finishing managed to scrape through against James Wade,
60.
but he'll be kicking himself there with those missed opportunities. Remember, with a leg where he was looking to hold his throw, and Taylor's punished him, and look at him here now.
Well, twice last week in Aberdeen,
100.
he went off with back-to-back visits from 3 big trebles to tee up 9 dart opportunities. Could not get any further than that. Hence
60.
the chuckle from the Power as he couldn't find a second maximum here. But the reality is he's 160 head plus these, looking for a 3-zip lead.
Yeah, commanding display from the Power, and that's a lovely ton 40. He's averaging 115 again here. Last week 115.25. Taylor's averaging 115.3 tonight.
95. Phil, you
Really
require
is a model of
81.
consistency, isn't he, right now? Phil Taylor is enjoying his darts. He's buzzing with excitement like a youngster at the Ocky, and well ahead here and looking good for 3-0 on his next visit.
Yeah, worth remembering that Phil Taylor did not make the playoffs in the Premier League, did not make the Final Four for the first time in Premier League history last year. He's redressing the balance this year. This to go 3 up in a quest for 4 straight wins. And Lewis absolutely nowhere in this leg.
Game
The leg is over.
Well, as well, you have to remember, Rod, that there was a well-documented time with Taylor where he got off to a poor start in the Premier League, as Lewis looks to switch for treble 19. That's nice, but the point I was making there, that there was a time when Phil made a real change to his game by changing manufacturer, of course, in terms of his darts, and he really struggled early on to survive. And, well, Lewis has hit a 180 and Phil Taylor is off and running as well. But yeah, there was that time a couple of years ago where Phil was scraping by early on and struggling for consistency and could have been eliminated.
It's on here. Not anymore, but fractionally out again. What a leg this is. Lewis went 170, Phil Taylor 177, sorry, Phil Taylor went 180. Trading big scores again as Lewis squeezes that in to lead 50 after 9.
Yeah, you feel that Lewis has got to take it as well. Can't afford to go 4 down. Well, Taylor finds the treble with the last dart to lead 81. Lewis needs to take this now. Tops. This is a big shot now at double 10. He's blown it. 5 missed double attempts for Adrian Lewis. Can the Power punish him here for a 4-0 lead?
12 for Bull. Not bothered about even sniffing round the treble. Oh, goodness me, Adrian Lewis that far away from going 4-0 down.
Well, he really is struggling here now. Struggling badly, Adrian Lewis.
Well, you alluded to it, Nige, that last leg against James Wade. Remember when Wade missed 8 for the draw, Lewis missed 8 for the win before finally hitting a dart at double, and it's carried on tonight. He's only hit 1 of his last 16 attempts at double in the tournament. Double 8 for Taylor, and that's 4-0.
That hurts Lewis all right. Jackpot well below with the finishing, and that game that I was mentioning, Roger, quite right, in the Madhouse going for double 1, it was all over the place. Absolutely all over the place last week in Aberdeen. First game of the night. And Phil Taylor already 2 legs away from ensuring he won't be beaten tonight. Lovely recovery from the first start. He's just doing what he has to do, playing his normal game, averaging 108, but it's the finishing that has cost Jackpot.
7 darts at double thrown by Adrian Lewis, none of them have found the target. Phil Taylor with 4 from 8 as he has pounced like a predator when Jackpot has come up with the wrong reels. Yeah, Phil Taylor here now looking to go 5 up, and it would put him top of the table, at least temporarily. It would put him up to 8 points with Peter Wright and Van Gerwen to play. Snake Bite at the top of the ladder with 7, MVG on 6. So Phil Taylor would leapfrog the pair of them onto 8 if he converts this 4-0 lead into a victory.
He just looks untroubled. He's just, even when he switches down for treble 19, it works first time. His finishing is just doing what he's got to do.